This recorded PowerPoint is for parents and carers unable to gain access to the Executive Head Teacher's address at our open evening. On the next slide, you will see a brief overview of the presentation. Use this to skip to the slide containing the information you need, or alternatively, listen to the presentation in its entirety. Every school is unique. Choosing the right school for your child is a process that requires careful consideration. In this presentation, we aim to give you a glimpse into the unique culture of opportunity and engagement that has made the Gilbert School so successful. Our academic outcomes speak for themselves. We are one of the highest performing non-selective schools in the county. We are fully staffed and all of our teachers are subject experts. The standards a school sets for its students are fundamental in setting the culture that they will experience on a daily basis. Shown here is our student code of conduct, and it sets the high expectations that we expect from every student. It can be found on our website. We advise parents and carers to read this document before selecting the Gilbert School. When students have a very clear understanding of the boundaries and expectations of the school, it is our experience that they feel more free to express themselves through creativity or engaging in new learning experiences. School essentially becomes a safe place for a diverse range of interests. To complement this, we have an exceptionally well-resourced pastoral support team. In addition to those roles listed on the next slide, we work with a wide range of support agencies and mentoring services. Information, advice and guidance that supports transition beyond school is key to our offer. Student leadership at the Gilbert School is exceptional and forms part of a well-established culture. Students embark on a leadership career that begins on day one of their enrolment and can progress through a wide range of leadership roles shown here. Leadership opportunities give our students the confidence to interact and succeed in a competitive and rapidly changing economy and society. The school does not operate a rewards policy. Instead, students gain recognition for their contribution towards the school and the wider community. It is important that all students contribute to the school community. Academic commitment is not sufficient to educate well-rounded and confident young people. Involvement in the community, role modelling to younger students, and a culture of good manners is an expectation. To sum up, there is no better word to describe the unique culture of the Gilbert School than opportunity. Over 50 clubs and societies run on a weekly basis. Music, competitive sports and performing arts are at the heart of our offer. In 2021, we are proud to announce the formation of our new Combined Cadet Force and the establishment of the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme. Take a few moments now to listen to the views of our own students. On the next few slides, you will hear from 6 senior prefects who will talk about their own personal journey at the Gilbert School.
Hello all, my name is Carl Barcelos and I am head boy of the Gilbert School. If you went to open evening, I hope you managed to sense the very strong and unique culture here at the Gilbert that all students and staff contribute to. Central to our culture is education beyond the classroom, extracurricular and co-curricular clubs, activities and societies, a student leadership program which every Gilbertian is encouraged to apply for, and a daily expectation of politeness and kindness is at the heart of everything we do. Now, I know many schools have an ethos, but ethos is often little more than words. We like to think that here at the Gilbert, the rhetoric to reality gap is a little smaller than in some other schools. Every student has their own strength or area of interest, whether that be public speaking, sports or music. For me personally, it's the performing arts, which at the Gilbert is held at particularly high regard. We offer many musical-based activities, including biannual concerts, ensembles and the school show. So, finally from me, I hope if you went around the school that you enjoyed your time. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Alex Stewart and I'm one of the deputy head boys at the Gilbert. I'm a huge sports fan. I've captained the football team for 4 years and been involved in sports clubs like badminton, climbing and table tennis. If you're passionate about sports, the Gilbert is the perfect place to grow your talent. We have excellent facilities and we're constantly encouraged to use them. So much so, I can say every student has been or will be involved in a club before they leave. This makes clubs a crucial part of our culture here. The culture that I mentioned was somewhat lost in lockdown as clubs were postponed. However, as senior students, we were desperate to get things back to normal and earn significant funding for sports clubs this year. The reason we're so passionate about this is we feel the opportunities offered to our students are outstanding. When students get involved, it provides them with a sense of well-being and ultimately better behaviour and grades. Our students are proud and happy to be Gilbertians.
Hello, my name is Satine Dawes and I'm another deputy head girl of the Gilbert School. Now, I love this school, and thinking of a reason why is probably a combination of the easiest and most difficult thing I've had to do. Not because of the lack of reasons, but because of how many there are. But I think when talking to my peers and thinking about it myself, the most prominent reason why we all have learned to adore this school is because of the staff here. The reason that is because the staff nurture and support our learning and encourage us to follow what we're excited to do and what we enjoy doing. A school can't have that charm, no matter the money or the students, if there isn't the staff to be there for us pupils. And so that's why I love this school. Because of the small gestures, like re-explaining something a million times in a row because someone doesn't understand, and still having the same patience as they first did it, or making sure the school feels like a safe environment, just really adds to the Gilbert experience. And that is why we all think that the Gilbert should be your top pick. Because of the atmosphere and because of the experience, because of the relationship we have with each other. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Naraini, and I'm one of the deputy head girls of the Gilbert School. My journey at the Gilbert only started about a year ago when I joined as a Year 10 student. And the Gilbert was very different to what I had been used to. And out of all of us here, I'm probably in the strongest position to say why it is different. At my previous school, leadership positions were very limited and they just weren't taken seriously. And the level of student support just wasn't as comprehensive. As you'll learn here tonight, the student leadership roles here are many and continue to grow. I believe this demonstrates just how valued these leadership roles are to the success of the school. I have really come to love the Gilbert. Since joining, my confidence has grown and I have been really determined to make a good go of all the opportunities available. On day one, I was understandably extremely nervous and scared that I wasn't going to fit in or that I wasn't going to find my place. By my second week at the school, applications for sports captains were opened, and I thought to myself, you know what, let's just go for it and see what happens. So I applied. Lo and behold, I got the position. The confidence boost was enormous and really gave me a sense of belonging here at the Gilbert School. I finally felt like a true Gilbertian, which was another quirky Gilbert term I quickly came to learn. And thanks to all the support I was given by the Gilbert community, I had the confidence to continue applying to these roles, which has led me to one of my greatest achievements, to which I'm now here as deputy head girl. Because of my personal journey at the Gilbert is more than just a school. It is a collective of amazing teachers and staff who nurture leadership, who work hard to support their students, and give us a wide range of opportunities so that we can excel and build confidence. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Harrison Fox, the Deputy Head Boy at the Gilbert School, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my journey here and why I think that the school is so amazing. So here at the Gilbert, extracurricular activities are a huge deal for us. In fact, we place immense importance on them and believe that it is fundamental that children get involved not only inside lessons but also in developing their personal character and attributes. I can remember that when I first joined in Year 7, one of my first thoughts about the Gilbert was how incredible it is that there's all these different clubs and there's something for everyone. I signed myself up to many different clubs and had many different experiences. However, what I found really spoke to me was the public speaking competitions here. In particular, the legal competitions such as mock magistrates and mock bar. These had a great impact on my life. They've taught me many important skills such as communication and public speaking, and they will be vital when applying for colleges and universities and going on to future careers. As well as this, the Gilbert has an incredible array of leadership opportunities available in many senior student leadership roles for anyone who wishes to get involved, whether that be a prefect, a mentor, or even part of our senior student leadership team, which here is known as the Senior 12 and the Senior 6. So I'm talking to the younger people listening here when I say that you don't yet know who you are. You don't know what's going to inspire you and where it's going to lead you, and you're not going to until you try new things. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and ask for help. If I really had to sum this school up, then I'd say new experiences and opportunities is what we're all about.
Hello parents and carers, I'm Dee Lindsay, head girl. Naturally, we want you to have as much information as possible before you take that big step of applying your children here. My peers in the Senior 6 have outlined very well what makes the school special for them, so I would like to touch on another aspect which I think is important. In the course of my Gilbert journey, what I will remember most fondly is that the teachers and students have a really constructive and happy relationship, and this is born out of mutual trust and patience. Above all, one thing that has enabled such a valuable relationship is the fact that the teachers are human. They feel, react, and treat us like family. We care for one another and will support each other, whatever the circumstances. Way back in Year 7, I auditioned for the school show Annie and was awarded a principal role as an orphan. It was utterly terrifying being surrounded by students older than me, more confident than me, and definitely with a lot more experience than me. However, over the course of the rehearsals, by taking that step to get involved, I had become a member of a company, a member of a family, and without that firm basis, I probably wouldn't be where I am today as head girl. If your child takes the opportunities on offer here, they will not only feel confident and safe, they will, more importantly, have a fun and exciting experience at the Gilbert School. Because we believe in something much more than just textbook learning. We believe in each and every one of your child's journeys. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mark Orrin, and I have the privilege of being the first head of school for the Trinity School. Prior to this, I was part of the Gilbert School's leadership team and have taught at that school for 13 years. As you have heard, the Gilbert School is a truly exceptional school, where high expectations and opportunity for all are underpinned by high quality teaching and an atmosphere of mutual respect. So, when Essex County Council identified the clear need for more school places and therefore a new secondary school in the north of Colchester, the Alpha Trust were an obvious choice to open it, with Mrs Exley agreeing to act as the executive head teacher of both the Gilbert and Trinity schools. You do not need to look far to see these shared values. The Gilbert have their Gilbert way, highlighted here in red, whilst the Trinity School has its Triple Crown values, written here in black. We, as Trinitarians, take as much pride in our identity as our siblings, the Gilbertians. Like any sibling, however, the Trinity School must and will grow and develop its own personality over time, and indeed our founding Trinitarians are already beginning this process. Trinitarians will be the graduates, leaders and entrepreneurs of tomorrow. High quality teaching and unashamedly ambitious expectations for all students will ensure that those who wish to are able to move on towards high quality degree courses. Leadership is a key focus throughout life at the Trinity School. Students are already learning leadership skills and will embark on clear leadership pathways as they progress through the school, preparing them for life outside of school, both in the present and the future. Finally, students at the Trinity School will be prepared to compete and thrive in a global jobs market. Not all students will become all three of these things, but by engaging in the rich offer of classroom education and co-curricular activities, they will be at least one of them. It would be remiss of me not to talk about the Trinity School's permanent home. It will be situated at the heart of the Chesterwell development and will eventually be home to some 900 students. It will have state-of-the-art facilities, and whilst there has been a hugely disappointing delay in starting the build, the Department for Education are confident that they will be able to provide the new build for us by September 2023. In the meantime, Trinitarians are benefiting from sharing the Gilbert School's site, having access to more specialist staff, more facilities and more clubs than would have been possible in a school with just 1 or 2 year groups. Perhaps the greatest gain, however, has been the ability to access the excellent mentoring of older students from the Gilbert School, who have helped our first cohort settle so incredibly well. The Trinity School is an exciting new school. It is developing its own character and personality each day, but perhaps it is now best to hear from some of our students who will describe this far more eloquently than I can.
My name is Jacob Oldens, and I'm a prefect for the Trinity School. It may be confusing having 2 schools on the same site, yet we'll hopefully be able to shine a light on the culture and values of the Trinity School from our perspective as Gilbert students and Trinity prefects. Compared to whichever primary school you're from, this may seem like a big step up, and it definitely is. Yet this gives each and every student a fantastic opportunity to find those like themselves and get to know them, and even more so when they partake in extracurricular activities and clubs, including those in performing arts, sports, or STEM. Now, despite the fact that the Trinity School will be based at the Gilbert site for at least another year, it's already clear after only 2 weeks that it's a different school with different values and high expectations. The ethos of the Trinity is based around the triple crown values of which all Trinitarians are expected to uphold throughout their time at the school, and they are ambition, integrity, and tenacity. The standards at the Trinity School are extremely high, and this is no accident. We and students of the Trinity learn very quickly that this is because of one simple yet effective thing: high expectations. It's well known that there are a lot of rules here, but that's what makes the Gilbert and Trinity such good schools. Yet, what makes these rules different to any other of those schools? They are always followed through. Trust me, we get away with nothing, and everyone gets used to this very quickly. And this is similar when it comes to uniform, to assure that Trinitarians take pride in their personal appearance and to promote a feeling of self-efficacy.
Hello, my name's Charanago and I'm an academic mentor for the Trinity School. Now you're probably wondering what that means and what role I play in the Trinity students' time at school. Well, myself and a team of other 10 academic mentors will support the learning that goes on at Trinity and find additional ways to continue doing so outside of lessons. For example, Study Plus will be set up at lunchtimes and after school to aid students with any homework or revision or general work in class that they are struggling with. In addition to academic mentors, there are also prefects, mentors, and active listeners. Active listeners especially help with student well-being and are there if ever students feel they need someone to talk to. Each of these roles enables us to work closely with the Trinity students and help them gain the most out of their time here at school. Since the start of September, we have been able to go into the Trinity forums and have had a chance to talk and get to know the students. They've shown a keen interest in extracurricular clubs such as business, debating, choir, chess, STEM, and sports clubs such as netball, football, basketball, badminton, and much more. Extracurricular activities provide so many opportunities for students and enables them to meet new people and develop new skills. Additionally, the Gilbert hold outstanding school shows, which the Trinity students will be welcome to audition for. I highly recommend that you pick at least one thing to be doing at school. It's really worthwhile.
My name is Rachel.
And my name is James, and we are part of the first ever year group to join the Trinity School, the founding Trinitarians. So, why do you want to come to the Trinity School? Well, the reason I wanted to come here was to be part of a new school which I could help contribute to and help shape its future. Oh, and it will be quite close to my house when it's built.
And I just wanted to be part of something new and exciting. The first 2 weeks have been a whirlwind, and to be honest, I am so tired. They have been fun though, as we have met all of our teachers now and made many new friends, especially in our form group. Summer school really helped with this and gave us a head start in getting to know people and learning what it would mean to become a Trinitarian.
For me, one of the standout memories will be just how important manners are. Manners matter. See, it is true that the teachers are nice to us when we say hello when we arrive and thank them at the end of the lesson, and we like how they smile lots and hold doors open.
So do we think your son or daughter should come here?
Absolutely. Our lessons are challenging but fun, so far at least. For example, we have been doing practical experiments in science and learning how to use the Bunsen burners. The mentors and prefects have been amazing, showing us where to go for each lesson and checking if we are okay. We are now finding our own way around and sometimes getting lost, but nobody seems to mind.
We are looking forward to getting involved in lots of clubs and activities over the coming months and are determined that we, the founding Trinitarians, will set high standards for all others, hopefully including your children to follow.
The admissions process can feel like a daunting time for lots of families, but there are things you can do to make this process as smooth as possible. Over the next few slides, we will take you through some key information that we feel all families need to know. Both the Gilbert School and the Trinity School receive far more applications than they have places. When this occurs, admissions policies have something called oversubscription criteria, and these are a set of criteria that determine how we allocate the places and in what order. Here are the oversubscription criteria for the Gilbert School. The criteria are ranked in order of priority. The number of places allocated to straight line distance will vary depending on the number of students who enter the school through criteria 1, 2 or 3. Criteria 5, the 30 places awarded for music aptitude test scores, do not apply to the Trinity School. This slide shows how the local authority will allocate your school place. Remember, it is important that you put your highest preference first, because once you meet the oversubscription criteria, you will not be considered for schools further down your list. It is the case that after National Offer Day, some families will find that their children have not been offered the school of their highest preference. Sometimes, this is because there have been mistakes made during the application process. On the next few slides, we will take you through the most common mistakes, their consequences, and what you should do to help minimize the risks. It is essential that applications for a secondary school place are made by the 31st of October 2021. Any application received after this date is considered late and may reduce your chance of being offered a place at your preferred school. Where that school is heavily oversubscribed, it will almost certainly mean that you will not be offered a place. A very common mistake that is made on application forms is only putting one school on the list. Some parents and carers think that by doing this, the local authority will be obliged to offer that school since no other preferences have been listed. In reality, it is the oversubscription criteria that allocates places to oversubscribed schools. If you do not meet the criteria, the local authority will simply allocate you the next school with available spaces. This will be after it has considered everybody else's preferences and is likely that you will be offered a school with the lowest number of applications. The application process to selected grammar schools is highly competitive. Students are allocated places in rank order of 11 plus test score. There may be other oversubscription criteria, and so you should read the admissions policies of all the grammar schools carefully. A note of caution if you only intend to list grammar schools. This carries the very real risk that if your child does not reach the required threshold and you haven't listed an insurance preference on your list, it is likely you will be allocated a place at the non-selective school that received the fewest applications. Some parents worry that if they list the school of their highest preference first, it may harm their chances of gaining a place at a local school that they have a higher probability of gaining a place in. This is not the case. Let's assume you list your local school as fourth or even fifth preference. Even if your first three preferences were unable to offer a place, you would have the same chance of getting into your local school. You would even have a greater chance of getting into your local school than someone listing it as first preference if you match the oversubscription criteria more closely than them. The local authority looks at your highest preference first. There is no risk in listing your preferences in the order that you most desire. If your child has taken the musical aptitude test, it is essential that the Gilbert School is listed as first preference. This is because you won't be considered for a place at the school if we are not listed on the local authority's application form. The only exception to this is if your child has sat more than one selection test and you would prefer one of the other schools for which a test has been taken. For example, if you have taken the 11 plus and have a good chance of getting into a selective school, you should list the appropriate grammar school in first place with the Gilbert School second. You would then put your remaining schools in preference order thereafter.